What is up, everyone, and welcome to today's reaction video, which is the very special monthly request of my incredible Patreon follower, Kerry. Kerry, thank you so much for your support, for being a member of the herd, a member of the Patreon. It means the absolute world to me, and I can't even think straight. I am so excited for this reaction. Kerry has put something in front of me that I have never heard of, I know nothing about, and yet what she has told me about this group and about this album has gotten me so damn hyped. So, as you can see, the reaction today is to Ice Kills 9, and Kerry has been kind enough to tell me all about them, number one, as a group and as a band, but also about these particular songs and this particular album. So, I'm gonna get my information up here because I have it up here. It's apparently these are their latest two albums, and they're all like concept albums which are telling long stories through not only the lyrics but the video clips, and they basically add up to being pretty much their own horror movies. So right now, straight up, trigger warning for everyone that this may get spooky, it may get gory, there's going to be harsh language and violent themes, as well as I believe in this song, Kerry has informed me that there is themes of self-harm. So if any of those things trigger you, move on to one of my other reactions. I have so many on the channel that are light, fluffy, happy, not what this is. So I'm so curious to get into this and see what it all is and what it's going to be about. I love my horror movies. I'm wearing a Freddy Krueger t-shirt. I love my horror movies, and I rarely get to watch them because Peter does not like horror movies. So I rarely get to dabble in them, but I have no idea what it's going to be like to take an album, tell a story through all the songs on that album, and have the film clips tell an overarching story that amounts to basically your own horror movie. That is just absolutely awesome. So we're going to get into this and find out what Ice 9 Kills is all about. This is American Nightmare, the extended cut. So again, not sure what that is, but if you guys like what you see here today, check out the original video linked in the description below. Give it a like, give it a comment, subscribe to Ice 9 Kills, and we're going to get into this. This is the American Nightmare. Let's go. Okay. Already super theatric, and I know that the writing is like meant to be like icicles, I imagine, but just because I'm in a horror mindset, immediately I was like, oh look, vampire teeth, but I'm pretty sure it's meant to be icicles. Okay.
No, really, Colin, it's... I'm happy for you. It's a major accomplishment. That couldn't happen to a better group.
Well, I just thought I'd call to check in, you know? There was some competitiveness between us back at school, and I wanted to make sure that me getting published before you, there were no hard feelings.
Certainly not. I mean, a rising tide raises all boats and whatnot. Look, you've been focusing on research, and I've been focusing on helping patients.
Ooh.
Not a grumble in sight, mate. You know,
Mate, you are not selling your position of I'm totally fine by using the backhanded compliment of you've just been busy writing your book. I've actually been helping people. Like, just immediately there's a little bit of bitterness there.
Look, I have another patient coming in, Mo, so I'll have to let you go, you know? Ta-ta. I'll see you at the next reunion. Smarmy git.
You knew that was coming. Ooh.
Dr.
Karen, did Spencer Charnes's patient transfer files come in yet?
No, not yet.
Did you call?
No, I've emailed the office.
Email? Karen, you have a beautiful mouth. Pick up a telephone and let's see if we can make it do something useful, shall we? I mean, apparently this Charnes fellow is a burgeoning rock star.
I mean, look. Horror movies are generally pretty obvious with their character development and pretty obvious with the way that they build characters, okay? And they're making no secret here of the fact that, oh my god, I want this man killed. Like, I'm gonna be cheering for the villain in this one if he's chasing after this psychiatrist dude, honestly. Or just see, you have such a pretty mouth. Oh, mate, I wanna... Come on. Bring in the serial killer, let's go.
First impressions,
Didn't escape my attention that there was some kind of a news report going on in the
Dr.
background there.
Mr. Charnas is here.
Well, don't keep him waiting. What do I pay you for?
Oh.
Ah, Spencer. May I call you Spencer? Sure.
Now look, I've seen... Kerry was kind enough to send me pictures of this man. I believe this is our lead singer. And I ain't mad at it. I ain't mad at it.
Everyone calls me Spencer.
Excellent. Take a seat.
you, Doctor.
We can get up to speed on your treatment thus far. Dr. Michelson's office has failed to forward your session notes in time for today, I'm afraid.
I don't think they're ever really going to, Doctor.
What makes you say that?
Well, I had been with Dr. Michelson for almost 2 years, and out of the blue, without any warning, he drops me. No phone call, an email, no less. And I guess I just feel a bit betrayed by the whole thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah, first of all, mate, don't say absentively. Who says that? Taking that aside, yeah, you're a mental health professional. You have these people relying on you. You can't just abandon them. A lot of people go to seek help for things like abandonment issues. So maybe it's not the best idea to just be dumping your patients via email. Like, business is business, but damn, he better have had a good reason for it.
I was just making that very point with the... fresh start, new blood. Yeah. Well, what was it that was going on in your life that made you seek out therapy in the first place?
I had been having these really disturbing dreams, and most nights I can't fall asleep. And when I do, these nightmares wake me up.
Well, it's good that you've taken the first step and come in. I mean, you shouldn't feel silly about feeling the way you feel, though. I mean, these feelings are a part of you.
They feel again.
You should never be embarrassed about being yourself.
I mean, look, that's some truth there. You should never be embarrassed about being yourself and embracing who you are. But I think if you're making a profession out of giving people advice and helping them with their mental problems, feel your feelings, because your feelings need to be felt. That you could word that a little bit better. I don't think that's exactly what he said, but all I know is there was a lot of feeling your feelings and feel what you feel, because your feelings need to be felt. Like,
Let's start with your dreams then. I assume you had one last night. So why don't you describe it for me?
There's this girl.
Do you know this girl?
No. She actually looks very similar to your receptionist. She's young, she's in high school, and I'm afraid for her.
okay.
Why, Spencer? What does she have to be afraid of?
It sounds crazy, but there's this entity, almost, I guess I would call it a dream demon, and it haunts her nightmares.
Dream demon.
So the girl in your nightmares has nightmares.
This entity can hurt her in her dreams, but in real life too.
Oh damn! They really are going like now as he's saying this, I'm remembering that Kerry has told me that that she did mention Friday the 13th. So apparently they've drawn heavy inspiration from that. And no, sorry, not Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street. Yeah, apparently they've drawn heavy inspiration from Freddy and from Nightmare on Elm Street. I love that.
It's as if her dreams are spilling over to reality. And kids are dying in her town, and they think it's suicide, but it's not. It's this dream demon that's killing me.
The way they transitioned that was so cool, and it gave me like the vibes of, if anyone's ever heard, not seen the movie, but actually heard the song by Rob Zombie, House of Thousand Corpses. At the start of that, it starts with really creepy news, like anchor stuff, like news people talking about the horrible monstrous things that were found in the house, and it's really creepy and unsettling before they ever get into the song. This gave me the same kind of vibes, like having that come in while he's still talking about the dreams was just really, really, it was well done. And yeah, I'm loving where this is going so far. I can't wait to get into the actual song now.
It's this dream demon that's killing me.
Rest your head, here's a lullaby, a melody for heavy eyes. Early to bed, early to die.
oh, you're going to make this hard for me, aren't you? I want to headbang and move to this so badly, and I don't want to miss a second of this film clip. You're going to make this a hard one for me. Oh, damn. They are going off immediately. Yo, I need a second here. I got the lyrics to this one up so that I would actually be able to follow along, because I had from the fact that it was called The Silver Scream, I had a feeling that it was going to be music that has a lot of screaming or distortion in it. Getting ready for bed at a regular time. Sorry, that was the intro, the talky bit. Rest your head. Here's a lullaby, a melody for heavy eyes. Early to bed, early to die. Welcome to your worst nightmare. Whew. Okay. Yeah, that'd do it. Can I just say, by the way, the lead singer and the guitarist their screams go so well together, because the lead singer seems to have that real wah type scream, that kind of higher type one. I can't do them, but you know what I'm saying. Whereas I believe the guitarist is coming in with that deeper one, that kind of guttural type noise. And it's really cool hearing how those two go together. Yo, I could not pause there, because it hit that chorus, and that chorus was fire. I'm assuming that's the chorus because it said American Nightmare, but that chorus was absolutely fire. I need to know what they said before that, though, because when they went into that full scream section, I had no idea what they were saying, but damn, did it sound good. Fast asleep, it's all in your head now. Past the street where they curse my name. See? Street where they curse my name. Elm Street. Gotta be. Again, the references are very kind of on the nose, like you know what they're talking about here. I imagine there's like copyright issues. They can't exactly make an album about Freddy Krueger, but this is such an absolute love letter to Nightmare on Elm Street, even down to the sucked into the mattress scene. Absolute vintage, like freaking amazing. Yeah, this is sick. This man has so many different ways of singing this song. Like, I am so used to like these kind of songs, metal, screamo, whatever you want to call it, where it's kind of it's a thing of like, you have your singing section and then you have your screaming section. They have one way of singing and one way of screaming. He has transitioned into like multiple different singing styles as he's singing, and then can do multiple different types of screams as well. This is fire. I want to hear that whole singing part again, because he has this first section where it's like this distorted vocal and singing quite deep and going really, really fast with it. But then he shifts that into... Y'all don't need to be so creepy about it. Y'all don't need to have a breakdown section where everything drops away and it's just the whispering in the mic. Okay. All right. Y'all can calm down. Slashing my way through the golden age of the silver screen. I love those lyrics. That is awesome. That is freaking amazing. This whole thing is so damn cool with the way they've done it. And again, to be able to have a band and be putting out your songs, writing about what you could write the songs about whatever you actually want them to be about, doesn't matter. But being able to make your clips or even make your songs or your entire albums as love letters to the things that you love, to like your favorite horror genres, your favorite horror movies, or just like the entire genre in general, is such a cool thing. I'm so curious with the rest of the songs off this album, whether it's all the Freddy Krueger theme, whether it's all the Nightmare Demon that they keep going with, or if it's that like each song plays homage to a different horror monster, because I would love to see some Jason Voorhees, Michael Myers, all the classic monsters represented. We've already got on her shirt. She's wearing an Ice Nine Kills t-shirt, but underneath it is the two girls from The Shining, or at least versions of the two girls from The Shining. And I love that so much. It's such cool merch to have. That build to that drop was awesome. My computer's not letting me rewind for some reason, but that build was phenomenal. Having it be the their own rewritten version of the 1, 2, Freddy's coming for you, 3, 4, better lock the door, and then having it just go off at the last part of it into the breakdown was freaking sick. These guys are so good. Also, that imagery of him upside down, or not upside down, but him staying there with his head way back, and they flip the screen upside down so it looks like your classic kind of possession floating type pose that they would do in so many horror movies. I love that. The imagery, you can tell these guys are absolutely horror buffs and horror addicts because they capture all these little things in the clips, and I love that. That is so cool. Also, I'm putting it out there, Freddy Krueger is just the most terrifying idea. The most terrifying idea, a monster that you can only beat by literally forgetting that it exists. And on top of that, like, you don't know when you fall asleep. You know when you're in situations where you might fall asleep, but once you get to a certain point of exhaustion, you can fall asleep basically standing up. But taking that aside, you never know the exact moment where you really do nod off or drop off. So it's done so well in the movies, but you're seeing it in this a little bit as well, of like, she's sitting there watching TV and then suddenly he's on the TV because she's fallen asleep watching the TV. You never know the exact moment. You can never pinpoint the exact moment where you start dreaming. And that's what's always been so cool and so terrifying for me about Freddy. I love that. I'm sorry, can I say that again? Has she rigged the chair to collapse, or was that just good luck?
The American nightmare with American
I'm sorry, that is freaking genius. Has this girl just changed, like, fixed up her, like the kind of, isn't that one of the machines that like causes the cramps that people use to like simulate or fake the like period cramps for when they want guys to experience all that? Is that what that is, or is it just like little electric shock pads in general? But she's rigged something up to wake her up. Every time in these movies, there's been two versions of like, well, there's been a whole bunch of Nightmare on Elm Street movies, but the two remakes of the original and then the remake, like in that they've always got someone with them and they're like, I'm gonna go in, you have to wake me up. You have to trust someone else with it. She's just like, nah, I got this. I'm a strong, independent woman. I'll wake myself up. Love that. Oh, we don't get to see the actual fight. We don't get to see whether she makes it out or not. I guess that's why it's a nightmare. He doesn't know the ending yet. But damn, that is so damn cool. That's freaking awesome. Again, this whole thing, I came into this expecting like their own kind of horror story or their own kind of original whatever they were going to do with their own monster or whatever. I was not prepared for a complete and total love letter in the video clip to one of my favorite horror movie villains, to like the Friday the 13th, Freddy Krueger. I keep saying Friday the 13th because of Freddy versus Jason. Nightmare on Elm Street, Freddy Krueger. Yeah, but I was not expecting a love letter to that, and that is exactly what this entire film clip was. That was so cool.
Well, then what? What happened?
You woke up.
I don't know, I just wake up.
Yes, well, I mean, I can see why this would all be very troubling. And so unfortunately, when it comes to matters of the mind, there are no shortcuts, no silver bullets. Unfortunately, I mean, we're going to get to the bottom of these dreams and what's causing them. It could take weeks of rigorous therapy.
I figured that, Doctor.
Maybe.
Yo, I'm gonna just put it out there. This man is very focused on this Rubik's Cube that's come out of absolutely nowhere. If this ends up being the, I can't remember the name of it, but the configuration that summons the Xenobites, and the next, they're hinting at the next film clip's going to be Hellraiser, then I need to see more of these guys, because that just instantly him trying to solve the puzzle just put that in my brain.
Even months.
I'm willing to put in the work.
Excellent,
That's good.
excellent. Perhaps years.
Years?
Oh my God.
What? Oh, no. Thinking of something else. I think in the meantime, some kind of sleeping aid should be in order. Unfortunately, my colleague across the hall is a psychiatrist, and she might be able to just whip you up a quick script for something, you know? Help you get through the night, so to speak. I'll just pop over the hall and ask her, and be back in a mo, okay?
Sounds good.
Why do I get the feeling he's asleep right now? Nope.
Ian, I've got another patient 15.
Not to worry, it won't take a moment. I was just wondering, are you aware of any studies that were conducted on serial killers as they were undertaking their killings?
What?
Well, I was just thinking that all of the Mental Health Society's studies on serial killers took place after the killings were already concluded, you know, when they were already behind bars.
What?
Well, of course, no one could ethically study a murderer knowing full well. I mean, what made you think of that?
Nothing. I was just, reading a colleague's article and thinking that how useful it would be if we could study the killer while he was undertaking his murders and study how the psyche was altered by each individual killing.
This man's a
Useful,
psycho.
maybe, but impossible to conduct from any sort of.
This man is a psycho, and he's making me think of, oh, I can't remember the guy's name, but the doctor who's like studying or helping Michael Myers in the Halloween, and how like in the Halloween reboots they just did, the doctor's like more or less aiding and abetting Michael pretty much at one stage. That is the vibe this guy's giving me, of like gonna unleash the monster on society so that he can find out about him and delve deeper into his brain. Psycho.
Ethical position, though.
Yeah. Pity that, though.
Oh my God. I mean, look, to be fair, it's not that, it is very different, but it's not that different from what the stance that a nature documentarian takes when, they see lions feeding on the gazelles and don't do anything to save the gazelles. It's not their place. It's not their place to interfere. This man's just taking it from a completely sociopathic standpoint and applying it to humans. Of, well, it'd be very interesting. We could learn so much about their hunting techniques or what causes them to do what they do if we can be interviewing them while they're active. Again, completely and totally unhinged and sociopathic as hell, but I see that as a parallel.
Dreams like that, no wonder why you can't get any sleep.
Is that a picture of an elephant over there? Who is that riding that?
That's me, actually.
That's you. May I see it?
I'm sorry, he's now seeing her as well?
Where was that taken, Doctor?
In Africa.
After I completed my residency, some friends and I did Doctors Without Borders, and it was probably the greatest experience of my life.
Oh.
Is that where you got that figure, too?
Oh.
Okay.
No, that's a fertility icon from Home Restoration.
Tell me, when was the last time someone told you what a fascinating woman you are, Doctor?
Sir.
This is 5 milligrams of diazepam, but it's not a permanent solution.
Trust me, your signature will give me more relief than you know, Doctor.
Yeah, because you stole a whole bunch of her pads. Okay.
The town of Blairstown, New Jersey has been rocked yet again by a mysterious teen suicide. This marks the 9th overdose of the sleep suppressant drug
Hypnosil in just 4 months. More the story at 11. This is Laura Lambesis reporting live for WIX News.
Okay, so he's drugging them and then killing them in their sleep? Our lead singer is a psychopath all along? He's blaming like a Freddy Krueger style demon when in actual fact it's just a psychopathic dude going around drugging girls with sleeping tablets and then doing God knows what to them while he's making it look like a suicide, so he's obviously not doing too much, but like, Jesus, that's a twist. Yo. The nightmare continues on Friday the 13th. Love that. But, excuse you? That twist at the end where it's not just like, I thought this was just all going to be like Freddy Krueger, or it was, going to be, and it's very possibly setting up for the next one to be hinting at a different slasher villain or following the style of a different slasher villain, possibly. I have no idea what to expect from the next one, but oh my God, that was so cool. Yo, if you're a horror movie fan, there was so much in there that were these little head nods and little moments that just reminded me, like, just drawn straight from those movies that are so damn cool. And the song was absolutely fire. The man has an incredible voice. The entire band can sing. That was awesome. I want to see so much more of this and find out what comes next. But damn, I hate that counselor. I can't stand him. I want something bad to happen to him. And you just know it's going to be one of those satisfying things where towards the end of the album, one of the film clips will just have him get his comeuppance, and I want it so badly. This was awesome. This was so damn good. I hope you guys all enjoyed it as well. As I said at the beginning, check out the original video linked in the description below. Give the original a like and a comment, and subscribe to Ice 9 Kills. They are apparently really freaking cool because I want to see so much more of this. Also, leave me a like and a comment and subscribe to this channel. It helps out the channel so much. And check me out over on Patreon, where I run weekly polls for the reactions that I do here on the channel. I also do weekly TV show reactions, a monthly movie reaction, a monthly live stream, and at the highest tier, you can get a guaranteed reaction right here on the channel. So check all that out over on my Patreon. I will see you all in the next reaction video. Have a great day, night, morning, evening, afternoon, whatever time zone you're in, and I'll see you next time. Bye.